Welcome to Health Butts and Guts, on the forefront of intestinal health and nutrition. Tune in with Mel and Kev for enlightening tales of coffee enemas, perennial bleaching, and holistic teachings. Lovely.
Hey, Cal.
Hey, Mel, how's it going?
Oh, it's going. How are you?
I'm good. I've got a computer and then another computer, a laptop, and I've got my phone. I feel like the most electronic person ever.
Who's the least tech savvy?
I've got my iPhone 7 still. Don't worry about it. We're all good. I just feel so like, oh my God, this is next level, Kel. I don't know who am I?
Of you. And in that chair, you look like you're like ready to go.
I just need a little bow tie or something. I miss you. How are you? What's going on?
Too. Good. Just stressing about my wedding, but it's almost here, so I can't wait.
Well, your skin is glowing. You look beautiful, and your hair looks very full. You look healthy. Yeah, you look healthy. You don't look stressed. I know you say you're stressed, but you do. I see a lot of brides where I'm like, girl, you got acne going on, you've got short nails, you've got, like a lot of the bumps up on top of the forehead. So your skin's looking good. Are you enemaing?
Yeah, I actually have some on the stove that after this. I've been literally trying to do it all day, and I appreciate the compliment. I'm not going to get close to the camera so you can actually see reality versus whatever this is back here.
Okay.
I'm so bad. Like, it's bad. Like, I'm like hardcore filtering any pictures. I'm like barely posting on my Instagram. I'm not sleeping. I'm the least healthiest I've ever been, probably in a long time. I don't even know, like, I can't even remember when I eat or what I eat. I wish I was losing weight.
No.
I'm like stressed to the max. And my topic today is exactly how it's like aligning with what's going on. And all I can say is thank God for Botox so I can keep my eyes open.
Oh shit. I have such a love-hate with Botox. I really do. It's one of those things that like between makeup, Botox, and alcohol, I'm like, oh, will I ever give it up? Marijuana too, but you know what I mean? What's the topic? What is it gonna be?
I was like, I know. I never thought I'd be a Botox person. And I actually started, I don't even know how long ago I started doing it, but I was like advised by one of my besties. And she was like, you have to like start when you're younger. And it's just like to maintain, to keep you so you don't look like a fool or whatever, like when you're 35, like you're not like an RBF 24/7. And I was like, I don't know. And then I finally like did it, and it was minimal, like so minimal. And like people would tell me their unit numbers, and I'm like, that's scary. I hope I never get to that number,
do you remember what that number was?
That people told me.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like 30s, 40s, 50s, 60 units. And I'm like, that's great. Because I was at I think I was at, I don't know, I literally just did my 11s between my eyebrows. I did she did 2, 4, 6, 8, maybe 10. And then it went to 14, 16. I don't think I've ever passed 30, right? Because I mainly did this, and then I was then they were like, oh, well, in order for it not to be heavy and push down on your 11s, then you just kind of do a couple up in your forehead, and it pulls your eyebrows up.
Okay.
So anyways.
So now you're at 85?
No. No. I think I'm at 24 or something.
Okay.
I don't think passed ever 30. And like, I just went for a touch up and she's like, I would never touch you. She's like, you're seriously frozen, but I know you're like stressed and it metabolizes faster out of you and you're getting married. She's like, so I'll just do a little bit more for you. But Sean doesn't know that I do it. I joke around about it and he doesn't know that I do it. And I'm like, I don't know if I can continue doing this. And obviously, once you're pregnant, you can't do it.
Correct.
When you breastfeed, you can't do it. So I'm like, I guess I just need to not like just focus on right now and then like decide in the future if that's like right for me or not. But um anyways, so the topic is crying.
Crying. Oh, I thought you were going to tell me all the things about Botox and what all the poisons and all the shit. Crying.
Yes,
Okay.
because no, it's not about Botox. That would be a good one to like bring on a guest for it, but crying because I seriously just want to curl up in a ball and cry. And I've been like crying so much lately. I've been crying about my sister. I've been crying about my godmom. I've been crying about my stupid dress and veil getting messed up. I've been like, just like, you know, like feeling so overwhelmed and so like bottled up and stressed that you just want to like release, right? And before we talked about two ways that your body releases cortisol is crying and sweating, right?
Right.
I haven't really been able to sweat because I'm not able to really work out because of my stupid hip recovery. So I was like, why do we cry? And so I was like, that'll be a good topic.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so we cry for different reasons. We cry to like release stress and express our emotions. We cry to lubricate our eyes, and then we cry to clear and clean up our eyes.
So we have different purposes of crying.
Yeah, and the tears are made of different things also.
Really? Okay. Okay.
Okay, so like I said, you cry for emotional reasons, release tension, and like a psychic reboot. That's what they call it in this article on health.clevelandclinic.org. So your tears provide nutrients to your eyeballs because you do not have blood vessels in your eyes. So
That's weird because haven't you seen someone with like a bloody eye? You know, like where like you sneeze and it like breaks a blood vessel and it like
not on the outside of your eye or like like to bring nutrients through blood to the outside of your eyeball.
gotcha.
So there's so the fluid that makes up your tears, it contains water for moisture and oils for lubrication. And that helps your tears from evaporating so it can keep your eyeballs moist, so they don't dry out. There's also mucus in your eye. So when you blink your eyes, that mucus covers your eye and it's a lubrication to so your eyelids can go smoothly opening and closing your eye. What?
It's just such a good visual. Like I'm like picturing like Vaseline. And then I pictured like if I didn't have lubed eyelids, then my eyes would get stuck. And it was just a good visual.
Yeah. It is like after you think about it, you're like, oh, I can feel the mucus.
Yeah, I could feel it.
Yeah. So that mucus also contains antibodies and special proteins for resistance of infections. And oxygen and nutrients are also transported to the surface cells of your eyes by the tears. And this is where it says that because there aren't blood vessels on your eyeball.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So there's 3 types of tears, and they all do a different job. So The first type of tears are called basal tears.
Okay.
BASAL. And those are your basic tears. So B for basic or whatever.
So that's like your basic, as in like when you're sad, you cry.
No, these are your basic tears. So tears aren't necessarily like they correlate. One type of tear correlates with emotions.
Okay.
Tears are just considered like liquid in your eyes.
Okay.
Okay. So the first tear is the basic one that we just talked about. It's the one that contains the oil, mucus, water, salt, and helps fight infection.
Okay.
It keeps your tears in place, and then it prevents from evaporating. And these can improve your vision and sharpen your focus.
Really?
Yeah. Have you ever noticed, like, if your eyes are dry, you're just like kind of like it's blurry when you're trying to focus on something?
Yeah. And then your eyes, like I do, like when I'm doing eyeliner, sometimes my eyes will get watery because I'm focusing so hard on doing a client's eyes that my eyes start to water. So that would be the basal.
No.
Oh, cool. Cool. We're doing great here.
I think I could be wrong, but from what I've read, I think it's the irritant tears that you might have, because the irritant tears are eye wash tears. So there's glands under your eyebrow that pushes them out. So like when you peel an onion, or it says like when you vomit or when you get dust in your eyes, they flush out material that's irritating your eyes. So these are the kind of tears that stream down your face when you have allergies or like there's irritant. So I interpret your squinting and focusing as you're doing that, like maybe your lashes or your own makeup is kind of irritating your eyes, and you're trying to clear your eyes so you can see clearer and focus.
Maybe not. I don't know.
It makes the most sense because the other ones lubricate, but if you're like squinting and you're trying to focus, then it's like your eyes are trying to clear out.
I think it's because I'm focused that I don't blink. And so I get dry eye. Is the third one dry eye?
No, that's the first one.
That's the first one. I think it's a dry eye thing because I forget to blink. Like I'm like, oh.
Okay, yeah. And then that could be it.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go with dry eye, or the first one. Basal.
Or it could be Basil, like the Basil Art Show.
Okay. Basil sounds better. Basil tears.
They're like your basil.
Basil, I just think of as an herb.
Oh,
your herb tears. I had a grandpa named Herb.
Was it short for Herbert?
I think so, but we called him Herb.
You didn't want to go by Bert?
It was my grandma's husband, so it wasn't really my grandpa. She was just a man that he married, and I still have a glass that says Herb.
Oh, that's cute. Sometimes like people are added into your family and they're not even like, blood, but they step into that role, and then you like have that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Herb. Okay, what's our third tier? Okay, so we have basil, we have irritant, and
now it's called psychic or emotional tears. These ones gush in response to strong emotions like sadness, grief, joy, or rage. And they also have, this is really, 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 really cool. They have a chemical makeup as basil tears do, but they contain more stress hormones.
Oh, so you're releasing the stress.
And natural painkillers.
Really?
So some of these compounds, okay, so some animals' body fluids have compounds that can can be sensed from other animals or
Okay.
like beings.
Like a stress sweat.
Right. So like you know how there's sex pheromones?
Yeah.
Your pheromones release and the other person can like feel them, right?
Yes.
Okay. So there's hormones in your eyes that other people can sense and feel. And that's why, like, if I'm crying or I'm getting emotional, you start feeling like you need to cry or get emotional.
Yeah.
Okay. So sometimes that is due to the hormones in the tears that push out to the person that you're talking to, and it can cause them to respond with tears.
That is so trippy.
Isn't that crazy?
I love that. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I love that there's pain relievers in there as well. I mean, that makes complete sense to me, but I didn't know that.
Mhm. I know.
You know, when sometimes I like when you cry in the shower and it's like, ah, and it's just like pouring out of you, and you almost like I've had it to where I'll stop crying and then I'm like, no, I want to cry more, and I'll like think of like an old dog or something just to like get my like, I really want to cry it all out. It's very strange, but it feels good.
Yeah, it does. It does. And like that's why I've been saying I've been feeling so stressed. But I'm like, I need to cry. I just need to release this because maybe I'll like you know, you need a good cry. Like I just needed a good cry. And I'm like my like really close friend, like she called me, she's like older, and she's like, sorry, I didn't sleep all last night. Like I can't make it to your wedding because I have really major heart issues and it'll be too risky to travel and da da da. And I was like, please don't come. Like, I love you, but like, I cannot handle losing one more person in my life right now. Like, I can't. And I'm like sitting there, like, bawling. Right? I'm like, just like, I can't. So, anyways, I was like, tears. Okay. So, do you think you can there can be too many tears?
Yeah.
Okay,
Because what if it like dries out? I'm not even sure if the tears only come out of the duct. I mean, is that stupid? But like, I would feel like your ducts could get like inflamed or dried out, or like, I like tears are salty, you know, like if you have that and it gets in your mouth, you know, so I think that the salt at some point and anything too much. I don't know. What's the answer?
I don't know about the salt. I didn't read
Okay.
anything, but it
Okay.
does seem like when you get a cold, your tear ducts, they do get swollen.
Okay. And
Some
with allergies too,
right,
for
and then
sure.
sometimes like if you touch your eyes a lot or dirty hands, like you could get an infection. You can like get your ducts clogged. If you have an underlying illness or you're taking different medications, that can affect your eyes from being too dry. Like chemotherapy causes your eyes to get dry.
Yeah. So
Um,
does what's the Accutane? I mean, like you don't have any like sweat glands and your eye, you get like dry eye because I mean they're drying everything out, but you have like no oils in your hair. It's pretty gnarly.
yeah. Ugh. So yeah, so you could get like dry eyes from disease or medication. So there are some artificial tears that you can use, but I personally like don't like to use things to cause my body to like rely on it, and then your body gets lazy and it stops producing what it naturally should produce. So
Right.
some doctors will prescribe it um as like a temporary help, but this is like something that you need to look deeper into of like why are your eyes dry? Is your body lacking certain minerals or nutrients? Do you have some kind of like underlying health issue that you don't know, and then that's a sign to help you get more information.
Right.
Okay, then this is the grossest thing ever. It's so okay, but before I go into gross, there's that you can cry, too much, and they're called it's called pathological laughing and crying. It's really sad. It's a neurological condition, and it brings uncontrollable tears to the surface of your eyes, and it's caused by Alzheimer's, a stroke, or other brain diseases.
Oh, I don't know why when you said like the laughing or crying, that's like what the Joker had, right? With Batman. Like he would just
Yeah.
all of a sudden burst out into laughter.
Mhm.
So I wonder if that's same like mental illness.
I don't know if it's mental illness per se, but maybe if it's affecting like your brain, probably. It says
Right.
brain disease, not chemical imbalance.
Right.
But okay, now this is the grossest thing. Okay, so there's this thing called mucus fishing syndrome. Have you heard of it?
Mucus fishing syndrome. Okay. I'm
Okay,
feeling
so there is a trend on TikTok, which you know how much I hate TikTok, but and I don't want people to go there and like rabbit hole it, but basically the mucus in your eyes, right? There's the mucus that covers your eyes. So people are literally pulling it off with their fingers or with a Q-tip, and they're like fishing to get this mucus, and they're pulling it off their eyes. And the more you pull it off, the more your eye produces more of this film and this covering. And it can cause infection in your eye and in your gland. And it's bad because it's like causing your body to overwork to create this substance to protect your eyes.
what the fuck is wrong with people?
That it's like pimple popping or something like that. Like people have this
So
obsession.
is it a trend to shock value, or are we doing this for like it feels good, like you have a weird thing with like picking scabs where it's like kind of a secret like fetish, or picking your nails, like is it something that people like, or over tweezing,
I don't know if that's a like
my strange addiction.
I don't know if it's a sensory addiction. I'm
Okay.
sure it can turn into one, right? But
Right.
I think because of TikTok, it's more of a shock factor thing that people are doing, and they're causing it to become a trend. But it is an actual disease. Like people actually have a disease that's the mucus fishing, where like their eyes are caught like creating more mucus. So it says you have a protective film of mucus, right, on your eyes.
Yeah.
And have you ever seen people that get like, or even like when you wake up in the morning, have you ever gotten like a string of like, it looks like eye boogers?
Yeah, the string or like eyeliner is like attached to it, and you're like, oh
Mhm.
my God. Yeah.
That's the mucus.
See, that's what I was visualizing when you were talking about like strings. Like I was seeing people put like cotton swabs, so like all of those strings come in, because there is like a strange satisfaction to pull something out of your eye. You're like, ooh, that like feels so good to finally get it out. But I was picturing people putting stuff in their eyes to be able to take it out.
It's like they're pulling it out, but it's to the point where they're like prematurely or like not naturally pulling the mucus out of their eyes.
Right. That is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's tears for you.
I can't wait to tell all my clients that because I tattoo eyeliner. So, and the tears are great because it's a natural flush. So if pigment does get in there, it naturally flushes it out. Of course, we still use a solution to flush out the eyes, but it's pretty fascinating.
And those are the irritant tears.
Irritant tears. Now I know.
Mhm.
That is crazy. Fishing.
Yep.
I loved that. That was very informative. That was a lot. I probably won't be able to repeat it to people because I'll be like, you got 3 types. You got cool.
Remember Basil Art Show, irritant, and then psychic. Like you go psychic when like you go psycho when you want to cry.
Yes.
Feel psycho when you cry a lot.
Did you figure out what it was? Like you release cortisol, and so what is the pain relief? Do you know?
The painkiller, I think it like helps maybe from the pressure of your eyes, you like crying so hard. But yeah, I don't know if it's supposed to like help you not hurt like your body because you're emotional, you know? But yeah, it helps release stress and it helps you to like reset psychologically. And when you're crying in a social like setting, it helps you to connect with other people.
Oh my God.
Or it alerts people not to come near you.
I literally try so like I do not like to cry in front of people. Like I try so hard to hold my emotions in, which is what's like cancer. Like you should never hold your emotions in. And I'm like, I will avoid crying if like my life depended on it. Like I do not want people to see my emotions, which probably attracts people to come closer. Like this bitch needs a hug. What is wrong with her? I'm all,
Well, it's like also going back to Botox. It's like I have actually probably the ugliest ugly cry face because I can't like cry. Like I can't like furrow my brow or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Like
it's like, what's wrong with her? Well, I do want to tell you before we wrap this up real quick. I was hoping you were going to tell me a little bit about Botox, but just so you know, there was a study that came out, and like I said, I'm pro Botox, but women are starting to lose their like emotions, like certain emotions are actually connected to the muscle. So when they're frozen too long, you're starting to actually diminish the emotion that connects to the certain muscles on your face. So girls, I know, just be aware, because there's also men that do Botox now too, and people do it for great things like over sweaty palms or over sweaty pits or migraines. But what's that?
No, I was like, and migraines.
Yeah, migraines. There's several different things, but if we overdo it, and I did it not too long ago too, and I feel like a lunatic, but I could still move, like it's,
yeah.
I feel guilty doing it, but then I'm like, damn, I look good. So
I don't even do it for like aging purposes. I really don't. I have a RBF because there's this crater in between my eyebrows, and it's like my muscle in my face and this vein that goes right in the middle of my forehead, and it's caused this crater. So when I'm like looking at someone or I'm smiling or I'm in pictures, it looks like I'm RBFing. Like I'm scowling at people. So I'm like, I'd really like to avoid causing people to judge me or like people think I'm like mean. And so that's literally why I do it. I don't even do it because I'm scared to get
doing it for others, Mel. You're doing it for others.
Like my lady's like, well, do you want to do like your, the side of your eyes or anywhere else on your face? I'm like, no, I want to age. Like, I don't want to be, I don't want to look like I do it. I'm really just trying to avoid the RBF.
Yeah. Well, I do it on my gums too, because when I start to smile and those things get stuck. I mean, as much as I love my big gums, like it's really embarrassing podcasting, trying to, rip off my upper lip. Yeah. I need a little squirt gun. Oh my God, that's such a good idea. Just I'm like peeling it off. So
one of those like toothpicks, like like the water picks for your teeth, like
oh my God, I love you so much. Please don't tell anyone that we did this episode because
no one should know about tears. No one should know about mucus. what was it called? Diving. What is it?
Fishing, mucus fishing.
Yeah, that.
I love you so much. And subscribe to our Spotify too, because Anchor switched over to Spotify. So
Yeah,
you guys
don't
are
go to
going on
Spotify.
YouTube.
Don't go
All
to
the
your,
things. Don't tell anyone.
your friends. Don't repost. Don't try to win free coffee. Don't do coffee enemas. Don't save your life.
Oh, HBG 20 for 20% off Core Vital.
Bye.
Bye.